In part 2 of this tutorial, we're going to explain how to use the set by selection parameters. We're going to go into our Ductline placement options by clicking on the library icon in our PractiCAD ribbon bar. Now we're going to go over to the word ductwork and click on the word ductwork so we get our ductwork options. And underneath Ductline placement, we have set by selection. What this does when these are checked is PractiCAD will update the workbox and update the spec, zone, floor, and system number by matching the properties of whatever duct we click on. To demonstrate this, we're going to uncheck the trace parameters and check the set by selection parameters. And we're going to hit save. Now we're going to exit out of the drawing. Here we're going to change or update what spec, zone, floor, and system number we're working in by clicking on a piece of duct. Notice right now that it's set for return to AHU2. Those are the properties of the duct line on the bottom. If I click on the duct line up top, you can see that PractiCAD now updates the workbox to supply 1 AHU-1. What this means when we have set by selection on, especially if it's on by itself, is PractiCAD will follow whatever's in this workbox. In other words, if I go to grab a fitting currently and I have set the workbox parameters by selection, and we use this fitting here, if I attach to the fitting down below, you will notice that this duct has not picked up the properties of the duct before it. That's because we unchecked the trace selection parameters. And now we're working on only following whatever we set by selection. In other words, if we want to use this option and we want this duct to match this one, what we would have wanted to do first is clicked on the duct. It will have updated all the workbox properties for us, and then we would have attached it down on the bottom. If we would like to attach duct to the top and make sure it matches properties, we'd first click to make sure it updates the workbox, and then we would attach duct to it, and PractiCAD would follow all the proper settings for that duct line. It's following the settings in the workbox. So that is how we use set by selection. Let's go back into the ductwork options by clicking on the library icon in the PractiCAD ribbon. The recommended settings for PractiCAD users is actually to keep all of these checked at all times. You can use the method you prefer, but is recommended to keep all of these checked at all times. However, having trace, spec, zone, floor, and system number checked all the time can cause problems when you're trying to connect duct and switch specifications in the middle of the duct line. So there are exercises to go through, and I recommend you follow them, that shows you how to switch specifications in the middle of a duct line. We're now going to save our preferred duct line placement options and exit out of the library, and that will conclude the tutorial on duct line placement options.